Welcome back to the player ratings. I'm Dee and I'm joined by Patrick here to discuss the performances from the Brentford game. Before we do get into the video, as always, if you do enjoy it, make sure to hit like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, leave down your ratings down below in the comment section. Let us know what you guys made of the performances and we will try reply back to them as soon as possible. But before we do get into the video, quick shout out to our sponsors, Manscaped, who is trusted by 4 million men worldwide, and you can be one of them by using our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com and type in BOTN for 20% off plus free shipping. So head over there and support Manscaped, support the channel, and support your balls. All right, Patrick. Now let's get into the video straight away with the goalkeeper Vicente GUAITA. So you gave him a 6.5. I gave him a 6.5. I don't have much to add apart from the goal kicks. I just found that fascinating. I was wondering whether he picked up an injury and he couldn't kick the ball, but in a way, I didn't like it because it just doesn't look good on a goalkeeper. It just doesn't. When the goalkeeper's not taking the goal kicks, it just shows that maybe, I don't know, the trust isn't there. But for you, you don't agree with me.
No. You know, with the whole modern day way it works now, you know, you can go into the box now, you can take short kicks anyway. I like the fact that Joachim Andersen, right after the game, he came out and told us exactly what happened. They were looking at, they saw something in the way that Brentford played, and if they can get over the top with him. So I thought I had no problem with that. It's not like Guaita doesn't take kicks and he won't take him next match. But I like the fact that we knew right away why he did it. So I had no problem with that. I thought Guaita played well yesterday. Again, my whole thing with our goalkeepers is just make the saves you have to make. I think he had 3 saves and he had kept a clean sheet. So I got no issue with him. I think he's actually starting to play much better of late. So that's good.
Yeah, he didn't have much to do, but when he was called upon, he did make them saves. Exactly. He did make them crucial saves. Exactly. Moving on to Joe Ward next, 5.5 once again. In the Norwich game, I think one of us gave him a 5. In this game, Patrick, it's a bit of the same old, ain't it? Because like it was a bit too easy at times when Brentford players were attacking him. He going forward, I don't think he offered much. But then again, I don't want to repeat the same thing week in, week out. He shouldn't be our first choice right back. And I feel like at times it's our fault as a football club rather than Joe Ward's, because he shouldn't be in this position. Do you think Kleiny will start next game, or is it going to be Wardy going forward?
Well, I have to correct myself. I didn't realize that Klein actually started a game. You mentioned it yesterday. I forgot he started United game. I didn't really start a game all season. That's how much I haven't seen him. So will he start the next match? We discussed it off. He's going to start unless Ward is injured. Looking back again, Ward got off to a really poor start. That really poor back pass or whatever it was, a mistake that he made. But you know, honestly, towards the end of the game, I think he made one block later on that was very crucial, and he wasn't as bad. But again, let's not do this again. We talk about all the time. Should Ward play every single match? No. Should we replace him? Yes. Is it going to happen? No. So let's just move on.
Exactly. Simple as that. Thank you. Let's keep it short and sweet. Joachim Andersen, we're giving him a 7. Great goal kicks, which sounds weird coming from a defender, but that's modern football for you. But I think our defense as a whole looked comfortable, and he was part of it. I think as we talked about in 3 or 4 player ratings ago. I don't know which game it was, but he's improved as a defender in this game. In this game, we saw them improvements, but nothing in particular really stood out.
No, again, just a solid by him. I mean, you know, our issue has been set pieces, right? We were really poor. We called him out early in the season for that, and since then team's got much better on that. And again, keeping clean sheets. Him and GUEHI yesterday again. It's coming together more and more. I don't really see a lot of other team strikers causing major problems against us. Yes, Norris scored in the first 40 seconds. That really wasn't his fault, but no, I think Andersen played well yesterday. And again, we just have to find a way for him to be more involved. And he almost got the winning goal at the end of the game. That was a good shot that Raya scored at the end. So he could have won the game. So no, I thought Andersen was good yesterday.
And GUEHI 7 as well. I thought it was a solid performance from him. Does what he does best. Long balls over the top as well. I think he's improved in that side of the game. We talked about Andersen improving defensively. Andersen's gifted him with the long ball ability as well. So they're both complementing each other pretty well. Because I realized GUEHI is long balls, and when you look at the stats as well, it's not too bad.
Yeah, you know what I like about him? He's very two-footed. That's why he plays on the left side of the 2 centre halves. He's very left. You know, I mean, he's very. You know, his left foot is much better than I thought. He had a couple of plays when he made a little turn on a player and then drove the ball into the midfield and was going forward. listen, I'm a big Mark GUEHI fan. My only problem with him is that we're gonna lose him at some point because he's so good.
Oh,
if he ever plays in England, yeah. So that's my only fear. But now, played well yesterday. I'm being honest.
Tyreek, I thought, yeah, if you're looking at performances, there's so many average performances. And this is, as I said to Patrick before the game, not before the game, after the game, I was like, how are we going to do this player ratings? Because there's barely anything to talk about. It was just average performances. But Tyreek is one of the players that yesterday that stood out. Wilfried Zaha talked about it after the Norwich game, saying that he needs to be involved more going forward, which I thought he was. At times, maybe he should have put in more crosses than he should have done when he had the ball, but you can debate it whether there was enough players in the box. I thought he had a solid game. Defensively, very solid. Going forward, very solid. Anything else that you want to add about Mitchell?
No, again, the thing is that I'd like your point about crossing is a very good one. I remember a couple of times yesterday, both he and Ward could have put the ball in early, and because it was EDOUARD, I felt like the tactically weren't interested in doing that. Whereas when MATETA was in the game, we should be doing it more. But I just like to see more crosses from both our fullbacks. But just overall, again, Tyreek, just a solid 7 performance by him. Again, another clean sheet. I think he had a key block on, I'm going to say Buemo at one point, but again, he's just a very solid player. And again, no issue with Tyreek at all. So
I'm laughing because we have to do this segment of the show again that we do like every single week. I'm just gonna keep it short by saying, if you watch your player ratings already, you know how we feel. Schlupp is not a midfielder. Once again, he didn't have a good performance in midfield. Surprise, surprise. Should he start next game? No, he shouldn't. Will he start next game? I think more than likely, considering that Gallagher won't start because we're playing against Chelsea. Patrick, should we just move on, or are we going to just repeat the same thing week in, week out? When he's running to the box, he's good. When he's running to the box, I thought in the second half in the Norwich game, I like that Schlupp because that's what he wanted to do. But I just don't understand. Honestly, yesterday, when you got that many players behind the ball, what does he contribute? Apart from the shot, he had a shot, which is good. It was off target. When you're looking at the amounts of shots on target and off target we've had yesterday, it wasn't that many. So that was a positive. But there isn't anything that really contributed. It's just, as a midfielder, he's not there for me.
And the thing is, we just need someone in that midfield 3 to give us a forward pass that can break the lines. And no one wants to do it. I could talk yesterday. Hughes can do it, but didn't do it yesterday. Gallagher is all over the place trying to make up for what Schlupp does or doesn't do. And then Schlupp just does what Schlupp does. And again, I hate this to become like a bashing because I'm not going to say again, I really like him. But in our midfield 3, it doesn't work. And I don't know why. And I feel so bad for what is Gyro not doing in training that he can't get a start over Schlupp. What is he not doing? Because he can play a forward pass. I don't understand this. It's just frustrating. And I don't want to bash Jeff because I really think that, in certain ways of our playing, he's got a role exactly, but not in a starting 3 with Gallagher.
Exactly.
So anyway.
It's similar as that. But one player that I do want to talk about, and it's the next midfielder, Conor Gallagher, because I've seen comments saying that he hasn't been the same Gallagher for a while, that, at the start of the season, scoring them goals being that important for us. But for me, as I said to you off air, it goes down to who the other players in midfield are with him. And you look at Jeffrey Schlupp and Will Hughes. I don't have any problem with Will Hughes playing alongside Conor Gallagher, but I think Jeffrey Schlupp, in a way, I don't want to go into and bash him like you said, but he affects what Conor Gallagher can do because Jeffrey Schlupp's role is so limited and Conor Gallagher has to do way more. So what I noticed yesterday, let us know what you guys think in the comment section, Gallagher was all over the pitch, but in a way that he was doing just too much for his own good. He was trying to help too many people because in midfield, we just didn't have that creativity and Jeffrey Schlupp doesn't offer much. So you're asking Gallagher to do a bit too much. And that's why I think personally his performances have dropped. Put MACCA in there or put GUAITA in there and change the midfield 3, it changes completely. I think Gallagher can reach back to what he was doing before. Not saying he's playing bad, but he's not the same Conor Gallagher that we've seen at the start of the season.
Yeah, Gallagher admitted at the beginning of the season, I remember him saying it, how much MACCA helped him, kind of helping him around the pitch, showing him where to go, etc. And then Gallagher kind of came to his own. Not having MACCA there has been a big issue for him. You're absolutely right. He's doing too much. I just looked at the stats. Of the 3 midfielders, who do you think had the least amount of touches between Hughes, Gallagher, and Schlupp? I bet you never guess.
Hughes.
It was Gallagher. He had 55 touches. Schlupp and Hughes both had 60. Hughes came off the pitch, remember, because he got injured. So think about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Gallagher, when did it ever happen before? It should never happen. Because your point is right. He's all over the place doing stuff he should be doing instead of just getting involved in the ball, getting it forward, getting it wide, getting in the box and scoring goals, which he's been doing for us before. So, yeah, we got to get MACCA back next to Gallagher, which won't happen this week. Unfortunately, we're playing Chelsea. But when that happens, we'll be a better team.
Hughes, he went off injured. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. I just thought, as I said, the midfield three just doesn't work well together, and Hughes has to pay the price as well for that, just like Conor Gallagher did. But hopefully his injury isn't too serious, because I would like to see Hughes start in midfield. In this game, I thought he controlled it well in front of the back four.
I thought he did well. Yeah.
And, you know, but he didn't do anything special, because all I wanted to see throughout the game was balls in behind. And we all continuously played it as a feat, and that's what pissed me off. So if he played them balls in behind, then I would have probably gave him a 7 or 7.5. But it was just a good performance. Didn't do anything wrong, but nothing special as well.
Agree.
Jordan Ayew, he started this game, and I didn't have a problem with him. You gave him a 6, I gave him a 6. I don't think he had a particularly good game, because, you know, when you look at what he offered, he didn't really offer much throughout the game. And some people are saying he started just to help Joe Ward, which is a problem that it shouldn't be normalized. That should not be normalized. I hate that fact that we have a winger who has to start to cover our right back. Make it make sense. Why on earth does that need to happen when we got another right back on the bench that could play? So I don't like that theory. But anyways, I didn't mind Jordan Ayew starting, because he was our best player before he went to the AFCONs. But in this game, he just didn't offer much for me. Anyways, he didn't offer much, and hopefully we don't get the old Jordan Ayew before he went to the AFCONs, where, you know, in the period of September and October, where he wasn't doing much and was continuously playing. I feel like when he was going to the AFCONs, he had something to play for, but now he had a bad AFCONs. Hopefully, it hasn't affected him too badly, but it was only his first start. Since then, what did you make of it?
So I'm going to throw a stat at you again. I like to throw stats, kind of surprise you. Who do you think was the most accurate passer yesterday?
It must be Jordan Ayew, because we're talking about Jordan Ayew.
93%. He only misplaced 2 passes. So what people are going to look at, obviously, is the fact, one, why did he start? And again, if you ever kind of, and I just watched the post-match, he kind of addressed it. He said, somebody asked him, why did Jordan Ayew start? He goes, why do I have to discuss with you who I'm starting? I started him because I wanted to start him. Did you see that part? That part was kind of interesting. He didn't say
I don't mind the rotation.
reasons.
I don't mind the rotations.
Right, exactly. So rotation makes sense. Your point being, again, he played great before AFCON. What everyone's going to look at is the one chance that he had, he always starts on that play. I've seen him do that 3 times this season. Edouard gets the ball to him out wide. Jordan, instead of maybe playing it back inside or taking his time, takes a wild shot and kicks it wide. And everybody's focused on that. Honestly, besides that, he didn't play that badly. He really didn't. Yeah. He
needs to be better in situations as well, though.
Absolutely, D. No doubt about it.
He took an extra touch there. For me, anyways, from watching it, I haven't watched it back, but from what I remember, I was like, shoot. And then instead of shooting, he took that extra touch, and then it doesn't help him with it. His angle just closes down, and it makes it so hard for him to score that goal.
He's done that again at least 3-4 times. So you're right, he's got to be better. But having said that, you know, that part play aside, had that not happened, people would have said, you know what? Joe was pretty solid yesterday. Helped out defensively, you know, got involved, blah, blah. But I agree with you. It's like at some point now, we have to address the right back situation where we can pick the player at right, whatever, right wing, whatever, that can get us more opportunities going forward as opposed to having him be a protection for our right back. So, but again, he wasn't terrible. The one play stands out. Again, I mentioned this, at least it started 4 games in a row, rotate, but hopefully for Chelsea, even I'll be honest with you, I think for Chelsea, Ayew going to start again. Hopefully not.
Yeah, because if Woody starts again, then you have to start him against Chelsea for starting him against Brentford if you're worried about that. But hopefully we solve that issue, because that issue is dragging on too much, and I'm just getting absolutely tired of it.
Yeah.
Wilf, he scored a fantastic goal last game, but my problem, Patrick, in this game, I gave him a 6, you gave him a 6.5. My problem in this game is that he thought he could do it again, and he thought that Brentford didn't do that homework, but Brentford didn't allow him to do that cutting and take them shots.
Tried it twice.
It was annoying. It was annoying at times. He tried it twice, but he tried to do them cuttings way more than twice. 100%. Right. Like, he always tried to cut in down the left-hand side to the right. It just didn't work. And for me, it was just an average performance. And I feel like he would have created way more chances. If you go back to my initial theory, you know, if you're putting balls in behind that Wilf can run onto rather than keep on giving it to his feet. But average performance. Bang average for me.
Yeah, I think 6.5 is too high. I think you're right with the 6. What I am going to address, which we haven't spoken about, is the penalty. You should have drawn a penalty at the end of the game. I'm sorry. If there's any other top 6 player, if that's Mane, if that's Harry Kane, if that's Chelsea, if that's Lukaku, that's a penalty. I'm sorry. The player had his hands around him and dragged him to the ground, and Wolf goes down. And doesn't go to VAR, but Jota's goes to VAR. Nah, man, we gotta have to be addressed. That's ridiculous. I mean, that was a penalty all day.
That should have,
because it's Wolf Zaha, and if he gets the penalty, he scores that going to win that game. What are we talking about today?
But that would have been paper over cracks. But his rating would have been higher. If we talk about this show, his rating would have been higher if he did get that penalty.
You're right. Not a great game by Wolf yesterday. I agree.
Yeah. Edouard, I gave him a 6. I gave him a 6. You gave him a 6 as well. But the 6 is very annoying because I don't think he had a service. Look at his heat map. How many times was he in the box? He was trying to get to the edge of the box and pick up the ball. Yeah. If you want to see your striker score goals, he needs to be in the box. And for that to happen, the balls need to be sent in the box, which we didn't do enough. So for me, giving Edouard a 6, I feel like it's harsh, but people are saying you gave it to him. Well, I know, but I just feel like you can't give him a 6.5. But the 6 isn't purely his fault. It's not like he missed chances. He didn't get the chances. Edouard is still our best striker. I am going to commit by that. Until we get Eze through the middle or someone else that's more creative, even maybe MACCA coming through the middle. If you create them chances for Edouard through the middle, he will score them goals. Yesterday, we didn't create it, and he couldn't do much, which I don't really blame him.
Yeah, he might be our best striker. He's not our best striker in this system we're playing right now. He's just not. Mateta and Benteke are better for this system because when you've got players out wide, that Wolf and OLISE or even AYEW who get crossed in the box and then maybe Mitchell and Ward better. But you're right. If you're going to play everybody this, you got to get him the ball in behind. And because we weren't doing it, what did we do at the beginning of the second half? We switched him and Wolf because we felt like him being wide is more effective, which he has been. So I feel bad for Edouard. But having said that, we have to know if we're playing him, play to his strengths and balls over in the balls, cross on his strength. Put the ball over the top, let him run into the spaces in between the defenders and run one-on-one at defender like he's got that goal against Arsenal. We're not going to do that. What's the point in even starting him? Which is why I think we hasn't started in the last 3-4 matches because I think Vieira would rather have him out wide and put Mateta up front.
So what's going to happen then? Because you got Wilf there. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? How do you bring Edouard? I think Edouard has been fantastic for us out wide. I still think he can play up front if you do create a chance. But then again, we're not creating chances. So there's so many ifs and buts. But if we're talking about actual facts, Edouard has been better for us out wide. But Wilf is there. So what's your solution to that?
Edouard off
Put
the
Wilf
bench.
up front?
Edouard
off the bench. But I don't know, man. I don't know. How can you bring Edouard off the bench when he's playing good?
So 4-4-2 then. So Edouard and Mateta, Wolf out wide left, and whoever Olise out wide right with MacArthur and Gallagher or MacArthur Hughes in the middle. That's my solution. That's the only way to work.
Easy. Yeah,
right,
it's not easy. But you mentioned
the other Patrick problem, not mine. I'm the other Patrick, not mine. Intro.
Well, you mentioned the name there. MACCA is back. We've been waiting for it for a long time. MACCA, our savior, 34-year-old MACCA. We're relying on him so much.
Imagine that. I know. Sad times.
The first thing that he does coming on the pitch, a ball in behind, which I was like, yes, he understands. He understands what we need. But it was a relief getting him back yesterday. And I thought he done a pretty good job coming off the bench.
He did. I mean, the old MACCA's back again. It will take some time for him to get up the total, get up the speed. But to have him back on the pitch, and you're right. The first thing he does is what no one else is doing: get the ball progressively forward behind the defense, and that's what we're going to need. If he's there, I remember the ball he played in versus, I guess it was Newcastle when Will scored that goal. The whole entire game, no one was doing it. He does it one time, Will scores, but we get the 1-1 draw. So again, hopefully he'll play again. You're right. The problem is we're relying on a 34-year-old player to do this. When are other players going to learn? We don't have a young midfield. We've got Chiarte in his 30s. We've got Luca in his 30s. We've got MacArthur in his 30s, but we do have Gallagher on loan. We have Hughes like late 20s. We have
Gyro. Going back. We literally got Hughes.
We're gonna have to sign 2 midfielders next season. So
yeah, we're gonna have to.
No doubt. So, but again, we have to address it. I think we know that. So
Mateta, 6.5 for me, 7 for you. We were impressed when he came on. Like running with the ball, running past 3-4 players. he was doing something that maybe Edouard wasn't doing, and that might be due to the fact that the game opened up a bit when Mateta, came into the side. There were more opportunities running behind because Brentford were going for it as well. But I like what I saw from him, and he's improving game by game, and he's proven me wrong because, as I said before, I didn't mind him signing on a permanent deal, but maybe it would have been better to wait till the summer to see if there'll be better options. But coming up in this game, I have nothing bad to say. And I don't think you've ever given a 7 for a player coming off the bench. If you have, it's been very rare. So, very good performance off the bench.
I probably did when Elise scored the goal against Leicester, but it's it's very rare. But the thing about Mateta is that I'm liking is that I'm so impressed with his ability to hold the ball up and make accurate passes with these, accurate passes. I mean, there's only 2 passes, but both of them are accurate. And a lot of forwards will make wayward passes. He gets involved, link-up play is good. And again, he had the energy to try and do things that Edouard couldn't do yesterday. Again, I just it's amazing. I didn't think he developed this quickly. I definitely see what Vieira sees in him, why would sign him on permanent. And I really think, seriously, give him some service and play him all the time. He'll get 50 goals in the Premier League. I believe that. 15 goals next season. No, I'm serious. I believe that. I really believe that. Seriously.
All right, you're definitely on the Mateta hype train. All right, I'll take that note. I'll keep that noted. Let's see how it works out.
No, don't clip it. Don't clip it.
Finally, Elise, you can't run away from that. Finally, Elise, for me, it was a 6.5. I thought he just came on a bit too late. It's as simple as that. You can say Jordan Ayew was trying there, was on to cover Joe Ward, but Elise was on too late. And when he did come on, he didn't do much, really. Is there anything else that you would want to add?
No, again, I thought he tried some different things. He wasn't trying to cut in left foot every time yesterday. He tried to go on the right, but again, didn't put enough crosses in. But I thought he was good. And again, it was improvement over Jordan in that he was more progressive. But again, it was just, you're right, it was a little late in the game. And at that point, we were just looking desperately trying to get a goal somehow, and it didn't work out. But he was okay. Probably deserved for 6.1, 6.5.
Yeah. Well, look, that's it for today. We're talking about that Brentford performance. I don't know how we managed to talk for this long about a performance which literally had absolutely nothing to talk about from individuals.
Not really.
But if you have enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, don't forget, leave down your comments down below. Don't forget. And also, before we leave, as always, our same outro. Until next time, up the palace.